Hey.
Hey.
Oh man. How are we doing?
Oh, it's it's a lot of time and not a lot of changes.
That's it.
I feel like I've hit a point where I like moved and that was exciting. And then now I'm back in the place where every morning I wake up and I do the same things again. Like, it's just every day is the same.
And we should clarify, because when you say you moved, you mean you actually picked up your home and you moved to a new home. That sentence could also read like how I feel every day, which is like I moved. Like I got up and moved across to the other side of the apartment, and that was exciting.
I'm so glad you felt the need to clarify that.
Because I think, honestly, we're at a point where we needed the clarification.
Okay, fair enough.
Because sometimes that's all there is to look forward to is my long walk to the mailbox.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Like, if you don't have, like, we have a dog. Like, we have to go outside at least, like, twice a day just by necessity. If you don't have that, and you don't, like, if you're getting your groceries delivered to you or whatnot, like, there's people who just have not gone outside in a long time, and that's like...
Helen, you're looking me in the eyes as you say this, and I'm going to tell you, I don't have a dog, and I can go days without being in the outside world. Not
I mean,
purpose,
there's nothing... Days is months.
No. I mean, I don't think I could mentally, no.
Right.
Yeah.
So... Good.
Well, at least there's that. Thank you.
At least there's that.
Smacking me in the head with a little bit of perspective.
You're welcome. Another news. Have you seen the trailer for the Zola movie? Are you familiar with this?
I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounds like that Jumanji sequel that flopped.
You know, last time we talked about a Jumanji single, I got it wrong, and I'm really scared to venture into which movie we're even talking about. But
what is Zola? Tell me about Zola. What's going on here?
So in 2015, I think it was. That seems like not even long enough ago, but I think it was. There was a kind of like the reason we have Twitter threads is because this 140-something tweet saga occurred back in 2015 that just captured the internet's attention for a moment. You know, it was like just a long story with a lot of twists and turns from this dancer who was working at Hooters who
you've told me about this already. You told me about this. Yes.
Have I? Yeah. Okay. Well, so yeah. Great. So so this dancer was like crossed paths with someone else who came into Hooters, and turns out she was a dancer, and then they exchanged numbers, and then the next day this Hooters customer invites the person to go to Florida with them, and shit gets wild from there. But anyway, yeah, they made a movie about it, and
wow,
trailer's great. It looks good, and having read the tweet thread, it's gonna be probably pretty wild. But it got me thinking. I wonder if are there viral misconnection moments that could spiral into their own movie or maybe film universe? I don't know.
I mean, I would say...
Are we sitting on any gold?
I feel like the only thing I can think of is not a good thing. It's the Craigslist Killer has definitely had a TV show.
Yeah.
But I think that might be kind of why I like Craigslist. Like, God gave us Twitter as punishment for our folly. It's the modern Tower of Babel. But I feel like Craigslist might not lend itself to the same sort of storytelling techniques that Twitter does. And now, ask me if I would love to see a movie about, I don't know, Slippery Company. Absolutely, I would.
Slippery Company sounds like the next Judd Apatow comedy, though.
It does, and I would maybe see a movie about it, but I don't think the movie world is ready for it. I think that Craigslist is too advanced.
Okay,
Twitter's on the right, wavelength. It's
That's
lesser.
fair.
I'm saying it's lesser, is what I'm trying to say.
Is there any format? A Hulu short film, a Quibi. What
Quibi,
what format
R.I.P.
could
Quibi's dead. It's no longer an issue.
I know. It was not a bad idea, just horribly executed. That's all I'll say about Quibi. And now I miss some of the content that was on Quibi that I would have enjoyed just the same, if not better, as a 45-minute TV show. But, damn.
My condolences.
I think we gotta find the next possible Craigslist motion picture that is not about a serial killer. I think there's got to be one buried here somewhere. If Twitter can house a Zola, I think Craigslist has got to have its own something in there. And maybe this is the podcast that finds it. Maybe we'll strike that gold one day. But that is my goal moving forward.
Yeah, if this podcast thing doesn't work out, we can at least write a movie.
At least a movie about just all the horny people.
I think it would work well, and I'm sure there are like web series about it.
Sure.
Craigslist. It is a gold mine of content, and if you want just plain content, yes. But I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that it's formatted for the big screen. I'm also not a movie person. You know this. I know this. The only movies I've seen more than once are like Shrek, Shrek 2, and Stardust.
Which are great choices if you had to pick three. Elena and I just watched Shrek and Shrek 2.
Oh, so
in the past
good.
few days. We weren't, we watched Shrek, and then Shrek 2 was going to get taken off of TBS like the next day. And we were like, well, we got to watch it because it ain't anywhere else right now for free.
It's on Hulu.
Everyone says that, but I didn't see it. I saw Shrek. I saw Shrek 1.
I literally got several texts about how Shrek 2 is now on Hulu recently, like within the last 3 days. So I think it might have gotten added.
I have to verify this now because I swear if it is,
people know what's relevant to me. They know me.
That's your brand. See, I get stuff like that, and it's about the movie Cats. I'm like, I don't know that I want that to be my brand. How did I do it? Explain to me how I did this. How is this my fault?
You tweeted about it.
Where did I go wrong?
This is the only time I am victim blaming. You tweeted about it. You tweeted a lot about it.
A lot of people tweeted about Cats. I don't think every person who tweeted about it gets sent the whole butthole cut article by a couple different people, okay?
All right. I think that you need to realize that if you're going to paint yourself as an authority on CGI cats, you're going to get both the benefits and the detriments that come with that. That's all I'm saying. You got to be realistic. Do you think I want to see every weird, horny Shrek YouTube video that's sent to me? No. Do I watch them all diligently so I know the full canon of Shrek lore? Absolutely.
Other than Cats, I need to just a quick short list of what my brand is, and I can move forward. Because there's only so many times I can watch Cats, or B-movie for that matter.
Your brand. Marvel movies.
Sure.
Fun shirts.
Fun shirts. Okay. I like it. I like it.
And invasive home assisting devices.
Okay. I mean, if you want to make that my brand, Sarah, I'm going to have to get more than one.
No!
Is this what you want me to become?
No.
Okay.
Oh, and then vape pens.
I don't hate that. I don't know.
I'm glad we've dissected your brand. Okay, so that's been like a TikTok trend. Yeah, I'm back on TikTok. Everyone stop judging me. So I'm on TikTok a lot. Too much, some might say. And that's a little thing that people are making TikToks of. They say, I asked my friend to make like an aesthetic mood board of me. Yeah. And I feel like you and I are doing that to each other. So what's mine?
Yeah, okay. Well, definitely Shrek, as we've covered.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would visually represent it, but like, I feel like if I could put a YouTube rabbit hole on a board, I feel like that would be part of it.
I'm so honored.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of like meme cultures on there, but like almost some of the weird, like the subcultures of.
Wow, I am so touched right now. That's like, I pride myself on being into internet esoterica, so I like really thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And like some books, like some pictures of some books, because you read them and write, and
Yep.
and you're balanced that way, because if you weren't contributing, then it'd just be YouTube rabbit holes and Shrek. So,
but thank God, once in a while I crack open a book, because otherwise,
Gourd. I feel like we should make actual vision boards for each other and see what they look like.
Okay, yeah. We'll do that, because it's not just your interest; it's like your vibe. You know that.
Right. It's more than I can describe on a podcast.
Exactly. We'll make some mood boards for each other, and then we'll put them up in an Instagram carousel. And who knows, 6 months, whenever we get around to it.
Maybe for that 100th episode. I don't know. I'm just saying that's coming up.
Mood boards. Hey, should we start the show?
You know what? Sounds like a great idea to me. Let's do it.
You caught my eye in the grocery line, and I fancied myself a man worth your time, and I couldn't help thinking I wished you were mine, a man-seeking woman whose total is 589. I don't do this often. I'm not like other guys, which is why I find myself in a sort of existential crisis.
Podcast for listeners, stick your ever given in my canal. It's time for another Existential Crisis, the show where we take the misconnection section into new directions. I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
I think I'm gonna just commit to doing that as a full-on carnival barker, like every time. I think that's the vibe of it. Right? I feel like a little drum roll in the background.
This is a carnival.
This is a Craigslist is really the carnival of the internet.
I would like to think that we're the juggalos of the internet. Anyways, this is a show where we read misconnection section from Craigslist. If you don't know what that is, it's like a message board online where people can post about fleeting moments they had with strangers that they wish they had acted upon, but didn't, because, we're human, we fail, it's fine. But then they write about it on the internet later in hopes that that person will find them and they can have a second chance at rekindling that moment. We also, we go through and find all the best ones so that you don't have to, and we send them to each other to cold read. Burr. So, Talon, do you have any feelings about who should go first tonight?
I don't mind going first. I'll take a read. I will say, I may have read this one. It may be included in my list.
Oh, okay. I'll keep my eyes out.
All right. Here we go. Nurse who gave me vaccine this morning at OCC. You were saucy. I was smitten. You said you could swear like a sailor. I said I could swear like a sailor with a large vocabulary. I was jabbed. You were cute.
Yeah, a little.
Right, simple.
I think the reason maybe we both gravitated towards this is because you wanted more vaccine ones to come out, right? I feel like you said that in past, and so I found this and I was like, this is a little gift for Talon.
I was excited about it. It's like definitely like in this landscape of misconnections that we've been looking at for over a year now in quarantine. We've seen a lot of the same things, and it's nice to see this kind of new wave, no pun intended, of just like something new, something very like only 2021 is happening now. We were seeing a lot of 2020. Now we're in the future. Now vaccines are bargaining chips in the flirting online world, and we don't know exactly what that means yet for this show, and I can't wait, for the results on that one.
Are you saying that you've seen on the internet somebody be like, go out on a date with me and I'll get you a vaccine?
I haven't seen that. But, I'm sure that's got to be happening somewhere, right?
Yeah. This is
I got a +1 for the vaccine line.
This is very post-apocalyptic. I feel like it that feels very dystopian in nature. Like, we've all reverted to our basest selves and are trading necessary goods for life.
Totally. Yeah. This could get real Hunger Gamesy real fast. But hopefully it just leads to more fun misconnections like this one. I like jabbed. Does jabbed have double meaning here? Because I feel like it doesn't. It doesn't. Right?
Jabbed. I mean, it's not the sexiest euphemism I've ever heard in my life, but it could work.
Like jabbed, like jabbed with Cupid's arrow.
Oh, I was thinking jab with the penis.
Oh,
no, a whole new world of possibility just sprung open.
Jabbed. How do you think this nurse was saucy?
I don't know. I feel like they got to be a little professional. You know what I'm saying? They are about to inject you with a vaccine, but I don't know. Maybe they were like, "You'll like this," entering your arm.
They just spoke in double entendres the whole time.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you got to do something to ease the boredom. You're giving out vaccines all day. It's very difficult. I don't know. Someone needs to spice things up.
Hey, come on in. Dress down to the level of your comfort. Aha. That's how they talk.
Aha.
Aha. Don't really do that, but if you do, I won't be mad. What? Just kidding.
Sound like a Batman villain.
How'd you like to get a dose of this vaccine, Daddy-O?
Yeah, so I'm glad that this is we're ushering in a new generation of misconnections. I think it's important, and I look forward to, this is only the tip of the needle, if you will.
Oh, hey. I get it. Yeah, because needles are sharp.
All right, I can go ahead and read this next one.
Ooh, please.
So this is one that Tullen sent me. Hey, Tullen, you might also see this one in my list.
Oh, it seems like we might have double-dipped a couple times.
Double-dipped. All right. Juggling in the park Saturday night. You are the tall person juggling in the park at the school alone at 11:30 Saturday night. There's something about that I admire. You were doing well until my homie and I laughed and you messed up. We were laughing at us trying to get on the electric scooter together, not at you juggling. Anyways, I want to know everything about you. Are you okay? You're really good at juggling.
Yeah, I mean, of course we both picked this one. Like, how could you not? I was almost done picking misconnections, and then I saw this one, and I was like, oh my God.
The misconnections were not done with you. They were like, no, we have more treasures to show you. My chosen son.
Juggling has come up on this show before as a thing that I'm pretty sure we, decided it was hard to make, like, sexy or cool.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would also say, though, interestingly enough, that it's also, I feel like there's a big intersection of juggling and people who post on Craigslist. Like, I think the people who have those two interests, it's almost a circle. That Venn diagram is people who are into juggling and people who like misconnections.
I haven't thought about that. I really haven't.
But it's true. It's true.
Yeah, no, you're right. I assume everyone in Misconnections is like just other people like us who are doing a podcast. But no, you're right. I think maybe that Venn diagram is more of a circle than I imagine.
I imagine that Venn diagram near constantly, and every time I do, it's a circle. I do. There is. There's a couple things about this. Number one, this person is juggling at almost midnight on a weekend, in a
almost
park, just not in the privacy of their own home, which I guess you can't do if you don't have low ceilings. I don't know.
Oh man, I think most jugglers like outside better.
Sure.
Especially when you get into dangerous things like knives and fire.
I feel like that might be something they would have pointed out if they were juggling knives, maybe.
You're right. They probably weren't in this case, but how many jugglers are there in the park at 11:30 on a Saturday night? Maybe you don't need more detail, and they're just trying to be concise.
That's true. Okay. No, that is a very valid point.
We could all imagine them juggling flaming knives and just imagine how it would feel for a minute.
This is true. I do think that there is also something to be said that, like, this person was like, we weren't laughing at you. Please don't think that we were laughing at you. Like, I think that's such a human, reaction.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. My dog is making crazy noises. I'm sure you can be heard.
I can't.
Anyway, yeah. So it is a reaction that's like definitely a reaction I would have too if I felt like I made someone feel bad, especially for something as cool as I think is kind of cool as juggling. Like I think it's pretty neat.
Something as cool as juggling. Famous
Something
last
as cool
words.
as juggling. Listen, when people are really good at juggling, it's a skill. It's a skill I don't have. I'm a little jealous. Aren't you?
No.
Aren't you a little jealous?
No. That's never anything I've wanted to do. My dad can juggle, and I always asked him where he learned it, and he would say dead-faced clown college, which I know for a fact he did not go to. So he's a liar.
But it's a real thing. So
it is. Yeah. Thank you for that misconnection. That was really beautiful.
Oh
you have such good taste.
I just like that we're seeing a juggler kind of get a thumbs up for once here on Misconnections. It's an important day.
Yeah. It's a win for jugglers.
A win for jugglers anywhere.
You got another one from me, eh?
I got another one from you, and here it is. Chef C. I came by. You were gone. Left with no notice. What happened? Did you not like our play dates in the food truck? Missing that tasteful tongue and beef product. Must share your new location ASAP. And I did say location, but that's not how it's written. It's written correctly. So
we'll give them credit where credit's due.
All right. Tongue and beef product. Tongue, sure. That sounds like exactly what it sounds like. I don't know. Beef product? Is that supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm imagining genitalia. I'm thinking genitalia, unfortunately.
It's just like, of all the meat choices you could use to describe any kind of genitalia, beef seems not very flattering for anybody.
Wait, what meat product would you choose? If you're gonna
pork might be better for a penis.
Interesting. Interesting you would
for a
say
vagina. Obviously. Please don't. No, nothing I say is going to be a good answer or even a joke. I bail. Pass. I'm comfortable calling penis pork.
All I had to you can't say a statement like that without backing it up with a better plan, which is fine. You don't have to come up with one for vagina. I forgive you. I will say
chicken cutlet. Is that good?
Oh, I told you didn't have to, and then you did.
Well, it felt like you were egging me on.
Are you referring to those really awful? I don't know if you've seen these. Speaking of meme esoterra,
oh boy,
there's these really great like when the height of Tasty was happening, and like recipe videos were like what was getting all the views. There were like a couple of like knockoff like video series that did it. And one of the knockoff video series was like this man, like, I don't know, like, I guess I don't know what their gender is. There was just like this pair of hands, like film Tasty style, that like cut open chicken cutlets and just very sensually like rubbed the slit open and then slid in like sticks of cheese. It was a lot.
Honestly, like preparing a turkey for Thanksgiving is like,
but this was
odd.
Like. This was like purposely sensual. Whereas like a turkey, you don't have to look. You can make that as platonic as you need.
Listen, if the George Michael's playing, then it just becomes its own thing. You lose control of the moment that way.
You're right. The holiday music. George Michael.
I did watch a video because I needed help prepping a turkey, and I did watch like a recipe video that was showing me how to do it, and the way they filmed the turkey was in itself very very close up and very like it didn't need to be that close.
They got to show you how to do it. What do you expect to know if you can't see it? Very
high def, a lot of lights, just a lot to look at.
I'm sorry, this was so obviously scarring for you. I apologize.
Well, just like, and then I have to do it, and it's like, well, I feel like you showed it to me a certain way. Like, how am I not? I can't unsee it. Now I gotta do it. And now it's like, if I have those thoughts, I'm the weird one, but you put it in my head video. So it's like, who's really to blame is really.
What a mess. Also, do you think these people were having sex in a food truck? Did you not like our play dates in the food truck? That's in front of my salad. That's upsetting.
This would ruin food trucks if I thought people were just hooking up inside of them all the time. Like, that'd be a little unsanitary, if anything.
I mean, if the food trucks are rocking, don't come a knocking.
I definitely won't be ordering from that food truck if it's a knocking. A rockin'. If it's rockin'.
If it's rocking or not. I won't be ordering the beef or the chicken cutlet.
I will not. Give me your finest pork product.
I like that you think pork is less terrible than beef.
Pork's already a sexual euphemism. It's already used that way. Beef is like not a good sounding word. Beef doesn't make me want beef.
Beef.
Like,
I will say, like, I don't know where I heard this, but I have heard of, unfortunately, a vagina and the look of a vulva described as a roast beef sandwich.
See, like, that's not
Which I'm so
flattering sounding.
But on the argument of the beef side of this conversation, I will say that along with porking, there's also like a precedent set for meat, beef products being related to genitalia. I hate where this conversation went. So,
well, that's what this misconnection was. Like, it couldn't have gone any other way.
I did pick it because it did say meat product. I will say this was all my fault. I looked into the devil's eyes, and he looked back at me.
There's always a chance that this is just some food cart that serves tongue and beef and has moved locations. There's always a chance, right?
That is true. Yeah, this could be complete. We could be fucked up little sickos, and this could just be all about a place that serves different meat preparations.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah, I'm looking at the next one you sent me. Hey, guess what? We overlapped again. This might be a short episode.
This might be.
We really ate up a lot of these connections. All right. FedEx Smitten. You brought my package to my Jeep and said that you liked everything about me. I'd been chasing that shipment for a week, was at my wit's end, and you strolled up with your Marvel hat and glorious talons, holding my missing package like a dang legend. I liked everything about you two. You seemed so cool, I panicked and just said, I hope I see you in the world. And I honestly do. If I read the vibe right and you stumble on this, you know. Hey there.
Wow. So we both found this one, huh?
Yeah, we did. I mean, partially because, it does have your name in it.
That's true. Which, plus Marvel, which is already, as we agreed, my brand.
Your brand, which I thought... I saw you came up to me with a Marvel hat on and was instantly like, well, that would be somebody I would never talk to. And I was like, I can't say that because I'm friends with Colin. And I have a real, to my detriment, have a real hard cringe factor for a lot of things like that. And I think,
Well, let's get into it. What is it about the hat in itself that would be a deal breaker?
I just think there's something, I don't know. I just think that there's something like, it's like an adult Disney fan moment. You know what I'm saying? You know how adult Disney fans are?
I hear that, but I would say...
Marvel's made for adults. It's an adult movie. They deal with themes. Wow, they're good movies.
That's not what I was going to say. I think I'm trying to be polite.
Don't. Just be mean to me. I'm being really mean to something you like, so be mean.
No. It's not even about that. I do think, as far, like, there's some, yes, it is a little bit of that. I do think an adult Disney fan is different than an adult Marvel fan. I do think there's also adult Marvel fans that probably, don't really represent myself very well. I will say that.
You're one of the cool ones, is what you're saying.
I'm one of the cool ones.
And
like, if I saw Anthony Mackie, I wouldn't bother him. I'd be like...
No, you would definitely bother him. You'd be like, oh my gosh.
Nah,
Falcon.
Man,
oh
chill.
My gosh. See, I knew that character's name. I think I wish I could just let people enjoy things. Like, I wish I could turn my brain off and just be like, just let them have fun. But I think I'm like, well, I don't feel comfortable having fun, so they can't either.
I mean, you enjoy some maybe some people would argue weird things too sometimes,
Oh, I would never deny that. I have a literal hat you gave me that says Daddy in Shrek font that I will be wearing all summer.
Oh, I can't wait. That like when the sun started coming out, I literally thought that. I was like, Sarah's
Did you really?
that hat. Yeah.
I can't wait. I haven't been in nature at all. I usually wear hats on my hikes or when I'm going swimming, and I have not been in nature at all, so it hasn't gotten beat up yet, but it's ready. I've literally been waiting to wear it. So yes. Yeah. I don't think I'm in any place to judge.
Well, that as long as you can admit it. And like I totally get it too. I definitely was one of those people who wouldn't let people enjoy things all the time. And for the same reason, I think people shit on my things all the time. Why should they have nice things? But
Exactly. Or like you're almost like jealous. You're like, wow, they're really unabashedly enjoying this. They should feel shame.
There are some things for me that like are in that like pile of like people can enjoy things except for these things.
Ooh, which give me one from your list. I want it. Like no matter how rude it is, I want it.
I mean, a lot of the DC universe, like when there are people who honestly believe it's better than the Marvel universe. I'm like, what criteria are you using? Because
okay, that's just an ideological difference. I'm talking what makes you cringe.
Oh boy.
Do it, roast him. I hope you say something and it's something I like.
I mean, every fandom has like the people that take it too far, right? Like it's a lot.
Like, how do you feel about Doctor Who fans?
See, like.
I'm trying.
Which ones? I'm
trying to back you into a corner so hard.
I watched Doctor Who. I watched a good amount of it, but I did stop, and I do think it was the toxic kind of fandom. Like as soon as a woman became Doctor Who, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
How does the Doctor work with tits in the way? You know.
I get it. Excuse me. How is this show gonna make sense if the Doctor doesn't have a penis?
Doesn't make any sense. They don't have any pork. How does it work?
Doesn't make sense. How are they gonna know? Excuse me. You're expecting her to drive the TARDIS? Let's keep in mind, it's all the same person still. But as soon as it becomes a gender swap, is there anything so toxic? Like, I do like the whole Snyder fan base is bad. I'll say that.
Okay.
But I have not watched the Snyder cut. I don't know that I will. I just feel like I don't even have the time to like watch the old one to figure out how different it is, or watch the other movies to figure out how much of a better job this one does. Like
I heard there's just a lot more slow mo in the Snyder cut, is what I've heard.
There's some slow mo. There's a lot more slow mo. But only I guess someone did the math, and it's like 10% of it is slow motion.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. That's a lot for a movie.
That's a lot. Listen, I will only say it's a Marvel hat. Could be MCU. Could be comics. Different characters mean different things to different people.
It's true.
And to each their own.
Let people enjoy things. That's what I'm taking from this is I need to turn off my cringe factor. Let this poor person. Just don't judge people. It's so hard. I love to judge people. It's so hard.
I get it. And sometimes people make it easy. Sometimes
they make it so
easy.
They make it so easy, Colin. Why do they make it that easy if they don't want it? Okay, no, bad. Okay. I'd also like to point out that they, instead of saying hands, they do say talons, which I do have to fight internally every time I read that word now. Thanks. And not say talons.
Yep.
And
welcome.
sound like a pretentious British person saying epoch instead of epic.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome for that. Because if anything, I'm classing you up. So
that is very true. They're gonna think I'm a secret Doctor Who fan. I'm trying to have a British accent.
No! Which one's your favorite? I'm a big Tennant fan.
Tennant's fine. He just does a lot of teeth acting. I like Christopher Eccleston. If we're being honest,
best. I don't hate him. I feel like he didn't like it so much, but.
I think it was just his character. He was really okay. We're not talking about this. I'm revealing how nerdy I am. We're not talking about this. Okay.
Oh, I know. Okay, we'll keep it under surface. Anyway, I think this is great. This one strikes me as two nerds having a moment, and That's
Get it.
It's cute. It's
how
cute.
do baby nerds get made? This is how.
This is how. Like, what a great meet cute story, you know?
Yep, I met you when you brought me my FedEx package. I got another one from you here.
Oh, goody.
Great. This is not one I recognize. Oh my god. Wow.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm fucking jacked. Jacked?
Jacked?
Jazzed. Or wait, I read the last one, didn't I?
That's true.
I'm sorry.
You know, this episode has been all over the place. It's no one's fault.
It's a little bit of a frantic energy. It's fine.
If one episode has captured the chaos that has been like working from home in quarantine,
this is it.
It's this one. This is the one.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll just read 2 in a row. I don't care.
Cool. My dog's gonna play with the squeaky toy. That's me. She's gonna Craigslist dog, everybody. Yeah, you all know. You all know this is how our lives have been. Don't be surprised. Whatever. You all know. Okay, Sarah, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Yeah. You could just mute your mic.
Well, yeah, I can do that, but the listener will. Okay.
All right. Sugar Bear. All I ever wanted for you to be happy. I've done all I ever could do, but yet it never seems to be enough. Thank you for the 7 years and 3 little ones. Time for us to depart ways. Get yourself refocused and happy with your spouse and your 5 boys. Goodbye, hand-waving emoji. I will say that all the fours, FORs, are the number 4s. This reads very much like an early 2000s song title, is all I'm going to say. The entire time.
This whole thing is written in T9. Yeah,
it's great. There's a lot of babies involved here. Thank you for the 7 years and 3 little ones. And then the real twist at the end, be happy with your spouse and your 5 boys. So there's a lot of children being born.
Yeah, you know, this does read a little bit like a math problem. Like if your question at the end of this was like, how many kids exist
Sugar Bear
between
have.
these?
Yeah.
Between the writer and the recipient. There's a lot of math and so many children. Did someone go and have 3 additional kids with someone who already has 5?
See, this is
the spouse.
And the spouse. And I feel like this is the thing that Ancestry.com revelations are made of. I know almost everyone I know who has gotten one of those has discovered a secret sibling. I won't get into details on the podcast, but let me just say, it's an alarming number of people.
You are, and this is all I'll say, not wrong about that.
And that's all we'll say.
And that's all that will be said about that.
Secret siblings, there's a lot of them.
Save it for the live show.
Save it for the live show. But yeah, I think there are a lot of things here. I also like Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear is how it's spelled, but I know that it's Sugar Bear.
Are you sure it's not Suck a Bear?
Suck a Bear.
Suck a Bear.
Damn it, you're right. It is Suck a Bear. Yes.
You're pronouncing the G a lot.
Suck a Bear. Suck a Bear.
Suck a Bear. All I ever wanted for you to be happy.
All I ever wanted for you to be happy. That's all I can say for all of those people I made fun of for being nerds. All I ever want for you to be happy.
Yeah. Okay, we won't go back to it. We just won't.
We won't.
Anyway, this was a lot. Yeah, reading it for the first time is definitely like, why? This isn't easy to type like this.
No, it's actually quite difficult, and they capitalized the first letter in every single word, which is also extremely difficult to do. Oh my god.
Why do people do that?
I think it lends weight to their sentences. I don't know. It
reads to me like for some people, I don't know. I just see people do this on the internet, and it's a pet peeve of mine. Oh my, Mishka's too. He really doesn't like it. Why? I never understand it. I just never understand it. It just doesn't seem easier. It just seems like you're adding a lot of extra work and making yourself look silly.
Well, I think
you look silly.
There's a lot of dialects on the internet, right? Like, I think, like, the first letter capitalization is one dialect. And then there's the hello group, you know? And then we got all the people who did like the weird capitalization in like the middle of words. So I think it's just one of a rich culture of dialects on the internet.
I think that's right on, and I think we need to start having like classes about it and, you know, naming them so we can understand these internet accents a bit more. Because it's definitely a thing. I feel like, you know, GIFs are their own language too, that like some people know a little bit of, but some people know how to communicate exclusively in GIFs. You know, so, you know.
I'll say I'm not great at GIFs, but I am, which I didn't like saying it that way, but I said it because you said it that way. I'm not.
Well, that's what it fucking should.
Okay, we're not going to get into this argument. I don't speak in GIFs. I merely speak in really disturbing reaction images, which you have definitely been on the receiving end. I'm not much of a GIF sender, but I do like a really blown out, pixelated, uncomfortable, edited emoji.
Yeah. No, those are fun. I appreciate those. And you know that when we communicate, I'll use every form of communication possible.
Oh my God. Listeners, I want you to know that Talon has never sent me a message twice the same way. This man, he is the bane of my existence.
I don't know why this happens.
He'll send me a text, and then 5 minutes later, he'll send me like his memoji talking to me. And then all of a sudden, my fucking PS4 will ping, and I'll have a message from him on that. And it'll all be part of the same conversation. And then a carrier pigeon will blast through my window, and it'll have a little scroll from Talon. So
because I know you love birds.
I don't. But anyways.
Yeah. People are going to think I'm some sort of maniac. I know how to text. Sometimes.
He's a maniac.
This podcast tends to exist in the part of my brain that's like, you know, it doesn't have to be first priority, but like handle it when you can. And sometimes handle it when I can means I don't have the energy to send a text, but I can send a talking emoji message.
It's a nightmare. I live in a nightmare. I sent you another misconnection that I want to make sure we get to.
Okay.
So go ahead, and I think this is the last one I have before the end. So
before we run out, well, let's see. Here we go. Long dramatic pause. There's a lot of editing going into this episode. Grand sigh. Grand ace. Sigh. Twombly. Leopard print. Black clogs. I didn't catch what your hat said. This futile gesture akin to yelling into a well when you don't know how to go about saying hello. Standing 3 back, in line. Tall orderer. How's that? How's that read?
That was good? Really good. I have chills.
Oh, good. Yeah, this is kind of very poetic. But if we were to make sense out of it, sounds like this person just wants to write a misconnection to the person who is in line for, it sounds like coffee. 3 people behind this person? Yeah. And I think they're either saying they were the tall person or, yes, they're the tall orderer. Okay. So that's like a sign off. Okay. So, great. This might catch someone's attention. Maybe.
I mean, it caught mine. It caught mine.
Grand sigh. There's just sort of like Grand is like maybe the name of a coffee place. It's in Grand Lake?
Avenue. So this is This is one from my hometown, sort of Oakland. This is near Lake Merritt on Grand Avenue, which is like a major drag. So, you know, that's fine. Also, Twombly. I'm assuming Cy Twombly is like a famous artist, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know anything more about it than that.
Really?
Yes.
Cy Twombly? That's the whole name?
C-Y. Cy, like C-Y. Cy Twombly is the name of
American painter. Okay.
Wow, aren't I cultured?
Don't know too many of my American painters. You're right. Though, to be fair, work looks a lot like Scribbles.
You're one of those people.
I mean, to be fair, no. It depends. You know, I took a what is art class.
Say less.
I cannot. I went to Portland State, and that it shows.
I love that. I hope that the message of that class is anything can be art, even a Marvel movie.
Oh,
Roasted. I'm coming for your Russos.
I wish you wouldn't just off the bat say we're not a movie podcast, because I could really get into my argument for why the Marvel Cinematic Universe deserves.
No.
It has artistic merit.
We're not going into this.
It really
get
does,
out.
though.
Hey, get out.
No, I think it's really important that we listen to this. You know what? We got to fill the air at some point. Well, you know what, Sarah? You can't stay on this Zoom call forever. I'm the editor in charge. I have a microphone.
No.
Who's to say this podcast can't be exactly what I want it to be?
He's gone drunk with power. He's going to send me a Slack message about it later.
You haven't seen how snake-like I can be.
Anyway, so yeah, I just thought you might want to read that one. It was a little bit of a poetic end for the podcast. Did you want... You had one last one, but that's for after the credits, right?
Yeah, I do have one more for after the credits. But you know what? I feel like... Why don't we just go ahead? You know, we're a little short. Let's just move it up. You know what? This one got bumped up. It was on the bench as an ender. But you know what?
Okay.
I think it's been bumped up to the prime time. I think it's its chance to shine.
All right.
I think if one could do it, maybe it's this one. Maybe not. We could also decide if we read it and we're just like, we have nothing to say. You know what? Then I made a bad call.
Okay.
So
yes, that was a long diatribe, and I assume...
I'm trying to fill time.
We're not short. We're doing great. Everyone likes a short episode. Okay, so I'll read this one last one, is what I was assuming. I was hearing you say.
Yeah. I think go for it.
Underbridge person. Please, UBL, underbridge lady, don't blow your crack smoke in my child's face. UBL is a gracious soul, but foul when it comes to child's faces. Yeah, I don't know that I have anything to say to that.
Okay, well, we can move on.
We'd like to thank...
I mean, you know what? We took a risk, and oof.
Did it pay off?
It didn't.
I think that one stands on its own, really. It's so well written that it does stand on its own.
It doesn't really require more.
No. Even though we are giving it more right now.
We're giving it more than maybe someone would say it deserves. But there you go. We don't make the rules. Yes, folks. We do have some people to thank, and we do have one more we will read.
At the very end. Just at the end. We promise.
But in the meantime, thank you so much for listening to this show. Craig's Essential Crisis is the name. If you like what you hear, please consider leaving us a rating and a review in the Apple Podcast app. It helps us get found, and it just makes us feel good. Plus, if you leave a 5-star review, I'll read it. I'll read it on air, no matter what it says.
I hate that promise.
You know, no one's done anything malicious with it yet. Honestly, if you make it all the way to the end of this podcast and decide, I'm going to say something, I'm going to make them look stupid, like...
You deserve it. If you listen to this episode, honestly, if you listen to this episode all the way through, kudos. Any
episode. I don't know who would listen to an hour or even 45 minutes of a podcast and get to the end of that and be like, suckers. Like you're a type. You're a type if that's what you choose to do. But you know what? If you're going to come back and listen for it, just so you can see if I said the silly thing, fine.
Thank you so much for listening. And we'd like to thank Rosie Sherman also for our wonderful theme song. She does such a wonderful job on it. Go check her out at Hey Shermy on Instagram. You can also, if you have a misconnection, feel free to send it in to us. You can send it to us via email at craigcrypod@gmail.com, or you can send it to our Instagram, which is Craig's Essential Crisis, or Twitter, or, just shout it out your window and maybe we'll hear it. We also usually have live shows the last Friday of the month, so keep your eyes and ears out for that. We just did one. I don't think it's up. It's probably still up on twitch.tv/kickstandcomedy. It stays up for 2 weeks, so go ahead and check that out. It was a great episode this last time, full of very frantic energy. Also, I think there's something in the air. And yeah, we just like to thank you for listening, and yep.
Yep. Nailed it.
Yep.
Follow us in the things. If you want to share stuff with us, send us an email at craigcrypod@gmail.com. That's CRAIG. I ran too fast. CRAIG@gmail.com. Or feel free to send it to any of our social media spots. We are sending you home with one final misconnection before you go. And here we are. Fraught. Looking for my fraught boy. I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
And this has been Existential Crisis. You know, mostly. For the most part, it has been.
Some of it. Also, I thought this was a misspelling of frat boy. It's not. You gotta go Google fraud in your own time, because I won't do it for you.
Oh no. Leave our listeners with that, will you? Oof. Good luck, everybody. Braver than me.